Man United, 20 times, I say. What do we want? Glazers out! What do we want? No!
Hello, and thank you so much for clicking and for watching this video. If you haven't done so already, why not subscribe, leave a like, and of course leave any thoughts, comments and feedback that you have on this or any of the other videos on this channel, because all of that stuff helps me when I'm creating future content, and it's always great to hear back from people, especially given the fact that this is a new channel. I'm trying to grow it and I really enjoy having a dialogue and discussing different things with different people. So to all those people that have taken the time to watch or comment, once again, if I haven't already said it, and I think I have, thank you so much. So today I wanted to talk about the protest that took part outside Old Trafford today. It was a really well attended protest, no trouble, everyone was in good voice. I think everyone said what they wanted to say, but the most important thing was, there was no trouble, there was no violence, it wasn't aggressive. It was. I tell you what, it was. It was great to just be alongside fans for the first time in over a year. Really, as I said before, I'm not a season ticket holder. I'm a member. I've got a membership card, so I go to as many games as I can. But I've always loved being around other fans, and I love that sort of sense of community when you're all there for the same cause, you're all there for the same reason. It's a very unique thing, and sport has the power to do that, especially football. I don't know if anyone else sort of gets the same feeling from other sports. I certainly get it from football. I understand it, and it was just great, that to be there in attendance and to sort of hear all those songs and all those voices and all the things that were being sung, the things that you'd normally hear inside the ground, and at times you question it. You think, well, why isn't there this kind of atmosphere inside sort of Old Trafford on a match day? And I hold my hands up and say, I do agree with that. Not all the time, but sometimes I do, and I don't know whether it's because when you become successful, when you win things on a regular basis, I don't know whether some fans start to take it for granted, because you definitely get that atmosphere in sort of when you're in the Stretford end. But sometimes you'll be inside, and I've been inside Old Trafford before, where I've been singing, I've been getting in on the songs, and people have just sort of looked at me funny, like, what are you doing? And I don't know whether it's because, as I say, I think some people you do, and I don't actually think this is just Old Trafford. I think this is every ground. I've been to Barcelona, I've been to the Nou Camp, and the atmosphere there wasn't amazing. As I say, I don't know whether it's just because people take it for granted. If they are used to their team, or they're used to seeing their team winning on a regular basis, I think they take it for granted. But that was that today was just an example of what we can do together, and how great the United fans are, because we do get a lot of stick, and Old Trafford does get criticised for having a lack of attendance, and I'm sure there are other United fans like myself that would agree. Maybe they disagree. I'm happy to discuss that. But today was so good. It was really good. It was peaceful. Obviously, everyone was lively and everyone was loud and vocal. But the most important thing is that everyone said what they wanted to say, and everyone. There was definitely a level, even though it was peaceful. There's definitely that expected level of hostility and anger towards the Glazers. There is, and I understand that completely. I agree, and I think this week I started off obviously angry at the announcement and frustrated, and that frustration didn't subside. And then as the announcement came in, when all the teams were sort of falling away and the Super League was falling apart, even though I don't think it's actually gone away. When that announcement happened, I was still angry and frustrated, and then it became I sort of got this level of concern really, and I started realising actually what this could actually mean and how damaging it could have been or could be should it go ahead. I mean, if you think about a match day, if you think about all the people that work on a match day outside of the club, forget inside the club, think about all your food sellers and all your drink sellers and people that work in pubs and things like that. Think of all those businesses that benefit from a local team, and especially a so-called big team, and I hate that term. Think about that. If these Super League's plans had gone ahead or go ahead, and it becomes this thing where, and I think this is what would happen, if say Manchester United were playing in Spain against Barcelona, on a neutral ground. So United is supposed to be playing at Old Trafford, but they don't really play at Old Trafford anymore. That just becomes like a place for exhibition matches. So say our home games are all on neutral venues, then what happens to the food sellers, to the pubs, the local businesses? Those people suffer, and those are people that haven't really been considered. I didn't really think about it until sort of the days after the Super League collapsed. And then I started thinking about all these other things, and then I started thinking, what about the clubs lower down the league? What happens to the people that work similar work outside those grounds? If teams aren't visiting their grounds, bigger teams, if you want to call them that, what happens then? What happens to the FA Cup? Manchester United can't be drawn against Barnet, so they lose out that way. There are so many implications of the European Super League, and I think today was a prime example of, you can only push fans, or if you want to call us customers, because you can only push us so far, and that's really frustrated me as well, because if you want to call fans customers, you can do that. But if you're a businessman, you have to listen to your customers, which they say they've done this week. I don't think they've listened to us. We forced their hands. Every football fan is opposed to this. I've read a few people saying, it'd be exciting. You get to see the best teams go up against each other. No, football is a meritocracy. Yeah, you have to earn your place. You shouldn't just be there based on history, based on the history or the size or the financial power of your club. And the novelty would wear off very quickly. And it's just been a very surreal week. And today was just a prime example, as I said, of how far you can push football fans. You can push fans, of anything, of any sport so far, but there is a line, and they crossed the line this week. It's all right. It's one thing to not be investing in the squad. It's one thing for me or whoever to say, you're not signing this player, you're not signing that player, you're not investing in. Today is the first time really that I looked at the stadium that I looked up and I thought that needs refurbishing, that needs work, and I suppose when I go to Old Trafford, it's literally like I get there, do my routine, get my programme, go get my pin badges because I've got a lot of them. Maybe go for a drink and then go straight to my seat. So I'm not really looking around. But today, when I was outside, I was noticing things. I was noticing things outside the stadium. And you've probably seen it yourself. You probably haven't. But there's stuff that needs a lot of work, and it's not just a recent problem. The structure within the club and also the stadium needs work, and I noticed that today, and I've not noticed it before. So maybe I might go back and I might sort of film it and do a more in-depth video of what needs doing. But those are just things I noticed today. But it's a really good protest, as I say, and just great being alongside other United fans for the first time in a year, and it was positive. Everyone said what they wanted to say. You've seen the videos at the beginning of this video, but it doesn't do it justice, really. It was brilliant, and I'm really glad I attended. There's another one next week before the Liverpool game. That's at 12 o'clock, but I'll post that on my Twitter at Adam Blaze Lives. The details. I'm pretty sure it starts at 12 because United play Liverpool at 4. Is it 4:30? They're playing Liverpool, so it's important. But as I say, if I'll make sure I get those details right. It might actually be 2, but I'll check and I'll put it up on my Twitter. But that's going to be massive. And the one thing I will say is I'm wondering how many are going to turn up, because I think there will be a good turnout. But then I've started to think, well, United are playing Liverpool, and a lot of people will still want to watch that game. So if they are protesting before the game because the cameras are going to be there from all the broadcasters, Sky, BT, whoever, there's going to be a lot of news cameras there. Like, are people's minds going to be on the game or the protest? Are they going to be thinking, well, if I'm protesting, will I be able to get home in time? Because you can't go into a pub and watch it now, and I think that would be the thing. One of the things that I would really love people to do, and yes, people will still buy Sky and BT and Now TV and all these things and Prime, and some of that money will go to United, will go to the Glazers. But what I am now not going to do is, obviously, I'm not going to be purchasing merchandise. I'm going to find it really difficult when it comes to going to the actual games. That's where the real test is, because I can not buy merchandise. I can say, no, I'm not going to buy the new kit, because that's another thing entirely. That's ridiculous. The fact that they have a new kit out every single year. It used to be 2 years. And if you've got a family as well, if you've got kids, it's a lot. So football fans pay a lot of money, but it's going to be really difficult for me. I've already found it difficult over the last year to not go and watch my team play, and that will be the big challenge for football fans. Not putting your hand in your pocket to go and watch your team play is massive. It's the biggest challenge. I said in a previous video, what if United continued along this path? If United was still in the Super League or went through with it, paraphrasing whatever I said, where's those facts? I said that I wouldn't set foot inside Old Trafford. Now they're not going to do that, but I am already finding it difficult, thinking that I will not go and see my team play, because I don't know, none of us do, how long the Glazers, will still be in ownership of Manchester United. We're hearing lots of different reports that they're ready to sell. I don't believe that. Why would they? And also, who's going to buy Manchester United from the Glazers with so much debt? There is so much debt there. So do you really want to take that on? I think it's going to be complicated. I think it's going to be ugly. It's not just a case of saying, yeah, we'll buy that, because there are a lot of sort of different things going on. But I am going to find it really difficult to not go and watch my team play. I'll find it easy to not spend the money on merchandise. That's easy. I could do that. I've got plenty of football tops. I've got plenty of United tops upstairs from, good United tops upstairs. I've got a lot of retro tops, old school tops, whatever you want to label it. But I'll find it really difficult to not go and watch my team play. But, if that's what it takes, then that's what I'll have to do. That's what I will have to do. Will there be times where I will crack? Absolutely. I've no doubt in my mind that, there will be that odd game where I want to go, but I suppose that's on me then, isn't it? Like, I have to do everything I can to not go and watch Manchester United play until the Glazers. But that's a test. That's a test for me. And let's see when the season restarts. Let's see how long I can go without going to watch my team play. And look, I'll come on here and say I went to watch United play. I got a ticket and I went. And I'm gonna have to live with myself, because every time you spend money now on any United merchandise, it goes to the Glazers. You're lining their pockets, and we've all done it. We've all done it for the last coming up to 16 years. But now is the time. Now is the time where we have to say enough is enough. Enough is enough. It can't go on. It's one thing to not invest in the team. It's one thing to leave the stadium in a bad state. It's one thing to not support your managers when they're doing well. But it's a completely different thing. It's like those things are on this level, and this thing you've done that you tried to do is up here. They're not even on the same level. You can't just come in and try and make more money at the expense of the fans or customers, if you want to call us customers. So good day today, though. I really enjoyed it. Next week there's a protest before the Manchester United Liverpool game, as I mentioned earlier. So try and attend that one if you can. There'll be lots of things happening, and I'll be keeping an eye out for them, both eyes. But until next time, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all soon. If you've not subscribed, of course, why not subscribe, leave a like, and of course leave any thoughts, comments and feedback. But until next time, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all soon.